Hi, Ed here from keywordspeopleuse.com, and I've got an exclusive time-limited offer for you. If you book a product demo with Keywords People Use, I'll give you a free 7-day trial of our standard plan, which allows you access to our new content optimization tool. This tool hooks into your Google Search Console data so we can find all the keywords you're ranking for and what pages are ranking. We then crawl your site content and use advanced machine learning techniques like embeddings and cosine similarity to find you content optimization opportunities that will quickly boost your impressions and clicks from Google. This new feature in Keywords People Use is already showing results for people using it. Don't miss out on the opportunity of a 7-day free trial. Just go to keywordspeopleuse.com/demo to book your slot. That's keywordspeopleuse.com/demo. You'll find the link in the show notes of this episode. Hello and welcome to SEO is Not That Hard. I'm your host Ed Dawson, the founder of the SEO intelligence platform keywordspeopleuse.com, where we help you discover the questions people ask online and then how to optimize your content to build traffic and authority. I've been in SEO and online marketing for over 20 years, and I'm here to share the wealth of knowledge, hints and tips I've amassed over that time. Hello and welcome back to SEO is Not That Hard. It's me here, Ed Dawson, as usual. And today we're on to 10 of our entity series, which is Speaking Machine, your practical guide to schema markup. We've now arrived at the implementation phase of our journey here with entities. We've done the strategic groundwork, we've mapped our entities, audited our competition to uncover the gaps, and we've built a content blueprint grounded in information gain, bringing something new to the story. So you now have a plan for creating particularly deeply authoritative next level content that's going to provide real value to people. But there's one step before all that hard work pays off. We need to make sure that machines, children crawlers, and increasing AI models that read and summarize the web to understand our content just as clearly as humans do. In other words, it's time to speak their language. So today we're going to be a bit technical, but don't worry, we're not going to get too deep. We'll keep it as simple and practical as we can. We're talking about one of the most powerful ways to get directly in search engines, and that is schema markup. So what exactly is schema markup? The simplest way to think of it, schema, is as like a universal translator for your website. It's a shared vocabulary tags, which are like a structured layer of code. You can add to your web pages to tell search engines exactly what your content is about. Imagine we talked about the analogy of using your website as a library and considering each page as like a book. The content on the page, your words and images, videos, etc., that's the story inside the book. A search engine can read the story and guess what it's about. But when you add schema markup, you are also giving a clear machine readable label to the cover. So you sing things like, this is an article. The headline is Ultimate Guide to Pour Over Coffee. The author is a person named Jane Doe. Jane Doe knows about coffee brewing. The publisher is our organization, the Coffee Collective. So what you do with this is you're removing much of the ambiguity that natural language introduces. So you're going to provide structured data explicitly, definitively defines the entities on your page and the relationships between them. Now, there are a few formats spread in this code, but the one Google recommends and the easiest to maintain is called JSON LD, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation for Linked Data. JSON LD. Actually, it's JSON-LD is how you see it spelled out. It's just a short script. You typically place it in your site head section, and it sits separate from your visible content, which can make it tidy, flexible, and make it easy to update. JSON LD is one of the best tools we have for helping search engines interpret our site's content and the relationships between it properly. It's not going to magically improve everything on its own, but it will really dramatically improve how your entities are understood. The common mistake people often do, and that's is they add schema to individual pages, so article on a blog post, product on a product page, and then they just stop there. The real powerful magic happens when you start connecting those schemas together. So instead of isolated labels, you start to build a cohesive entity graph, which is like a web of relationship, represents your entire business and all the pages and products and articles and everything within it. So you're not just tagging individual books anymore. It's more like having a map of your entire library. Think about how we build it step by step. So the first step one, is your foundation. This is your site-wide identity. And this foundation of your entire schema graph lives on your homepage. So this is where you define who you are using two essential schema types, which is organization and website. The organization markup is like a digital business card. It includes your legal name, the URL, contact info, things like that. But the most powerful property you can give it is called same as. And same as tells the search engines, when you see a name, this is the same entity as these profiles. And you can link to other authoritative external identities like your company's LinkedIn page, your Twitter page, YouTube profiles, Crunchbase, Wikipedia, Wikidata entries. And this helps Google and other systems disambiguate your brains. You connect your website to the correct real-world entity and global knowledge graph. Step 2 is then defining your expertise, your authors and your content. Once your organization is defined, establishing the expertise behind your content is your people, your authors. And this supports Google's EE18 with experience such as Torridor. So for every blog post, use article schema. Inside it, include the author property that links to a person object. So your person schema should include name, the author's full name, job title, their affiliation, which is their link back to your organization because they are affiliated with the organization. And if you want to go a step further, you can use what this optional knows about property, which helps specify what topics the author had expertise in. For example, knows about search engine optimization. That's not a Google requirement, but it is a smart way to help make your author expertise more machine readable. And then we move to step 3, which is where we define what your products or your services. Defining what your business actually offers. You use your product schema for things you sell, the service schema for offerings like consulting or design work. In these, link back to your organization as using to provide a property. This shows your organization is the one providing these specific offerings. It more closely couples the semantic connection between brand and product. Just make sure you structure data always matches what's visible on the page. Google's strict about that. You can't make stuff up and put it in the schema hoping to fool Google. It does cross-correlate what's on the two, so always make sure that you keep them in sync with each other in a line. And then step 4, the final step, this is where we connect all the dots. So we need to link all our entities together. We use that ID attribute, which is it's a unique permanent identifier for each entity. So it's like a stable address. It's like having a phone number or a URL, whatever. It is the kind of the canonical naming convention for each one of these things. So for your organization, you use your homepage URL as the @ID, but also you use bio page URL as the @ID, and for a product, it's a product page URL for that ID. So it's basically the canonical version. This is canonical version for this entity. So then whatever you reference to elsewhere, say the article schema reference in your organization as a publisher, you can just point to it @ID instead of repeating all the details. Basically say to the machine, if you want all the details of the organization responsible for this article or this product, whatever, go here. And you can just get it all there, and you should have to repeat over and over again. This creates a really clean, connected structure that machines can easily follow. So the person who wrote this article, published by this organization, provides this service. You're not just tagging, you're mapping relationships, creating like your own little mini knowledge graph for the machines to read and understand. So this week, what I suggest you do is do a quick, non-intimidating technical checkup. So if you go to the Schema Markup Validator, which is an official tool from schema.org, I'll put the link in the show notes. You can also try Google's results test if you want to see which features your markup might qualify for. Enter your homepage URL and run the test. Then look for 2 things: do you synchronization and to detect. When you expand it, does it contain the same as property linking to your external profile? So both are true, great, and got a solid foundation. If not, you know what to fix. Now I know this is probably quite a lot to take in on a podcast episode. I've given you loads of different terminology and schema entities and things to look at. So the great thing to do, obviously, go to Google, go to your AI, research these topics so you can get much more detail on how to interact. I'll just give you the high level overview, the concept of how they work together and why it's interesting to do. You really want to dig into this, you know what to do, go and research how to put it. But it's a really powerful method here to link it all together. You link all your entities together and give the machines a real clear understanding of exactly how your organization, entities, products, services, etc., all linked together. So now you've got a plan for creating your authoritative content and for structuring it for machine understanding with just one piece. So in the next episode, we'll talk about how to optimize your writing itself. So that AI, LLMs, which essentially nowadays, or as like people call them answer engines, which essentially they are, like ChatGPT and Google's AI reviews, can quote you directly. And that's what we'll look at in the next episode. So until next time, keep optimizing, stay curious, and remember, SEO is not that hard when you understand the basics.
Thanks for listening, it means a lot to me. This is where I get to remind you where you can connect with me and my SEO tools and services. You can find links to all the links I mentioned here in the show notes. Just remember, with all these places where I use my name, the Ed is spelled with 2 Ds. You can find me on LinkedIn and Blue Sky, just search for Ed Dawson on both. You can record a voice question to get answered on the podcast, the link is in the show notes. You can try our SEO intelligence platform, Keywords People Use, at keywordspeopleuse.com, where we can help you discover the questions and keywords people are asking online, cluster those questions and keywords into related groups so you know what content you need to build topical authority, and finally, connect your Google Search Console account for your sites so we can crawl and understand your actual content. Find what keywords you rank for and then help you optimize and continually refine your content with targeted, personalized advice to keep your traffic growing. If you're interested in learning more about me personally or looking for dedicated consulting advice, then visit www.eddawson.com. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of SEO is Not That Hard.